They're not. They're not, Tyler. Yep, about a something. Like they ain't saying nothing. I just want someone to talk to whenever I feel alone. Hey there, happy, I don't know, Jupiter/Venus day. I hope you're doing well. I am the truth, and you are too. Welcome to this week's Jupiter Day Cards of Trumper reading. Everything you need to know pertaining to me and my services is located in the description box of this video below for you to see for this week's Jupiter Day Cards of Trumper reading. I'll be channeling with there's Kali, who's supporting the Nicholas High School. You guys good? When I looked up Kali, it says that she's a Hindu deity. She symbolizes time, death, and destruction. She is the Dark Mother. She's known for renewal and liberation. She's known for transcending knowledge. She also has blue skin, multiple arms, and she has a garland of skulls hanging around her neck. I asked Carly, who are you and how would you like for me to describe you? The following came out. The Taurus zodiac sign came up, and so did the 1010 number sequence. I see the 1010 number sequence as a closing of something, a conclusion. I see it as reputation. I see it also as temptation. And yeah, something close that ends, but another thing opens or begins. And she said, being rational, the level-headed energy, especially when emotions or your mind are out of whack, stable, trustworthy, steadfast, reliable, responsible, a choice between struggle or stability, wealth, the strength, the sturdiness, the pillar, when all else seems to be topsy-turvy. So that's there's Kali for you, and I'll be channeling her for this week's Jupiter Day, Carson Shumper reading. Everything you need to know. If you hear an extra sounds, I apologize in advance. Life is life, and I'll handle it if it gets too much. Like, comment, share, subscribe to Spirit Nutrition is helpful. And let's begin this week's Jupiter Day, Carson Shumper reading. We had two topics. I'm going to start with the first one. We're just gonna do a card for that. In the end, she picked him. Still thinking Brenda isn't that perfect. And I'm a psycho high, I don't give a fuck. Can you turn the noise up? 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 I nigga, my heart broken. Probably kind of the ocean is tea, baby. Bottom of the deck, which is the summary of the card that came out, is okay. First, sorry, the first topic for this week's Jupiter Day card says Trump reading is allow truth to speak for itself. Allow truth to speak for itself. And bottom of the deck, which is the summary of the cards that came out. I think these are salamanders grow. Top of the deck, user watching this right now is a Scorpio, defend. The actual card that came out is the fox, cunning. It gives me this thing where it's like, let the energy speak for itself. It shows where the lies and the truths are. So yeah, fox, cunning. This card represents shrewdness, wit, and astute intellect. Before Christianity subverted the fox into a creature of deceit, they were revered by the Celt as a being of wise counsel and logical reasoning. The fox's pelt was said to contain great magic, and cunning was seen as a positive trait necessary for the tactics, logic, and diplomacy of war. The fox card in this deck represents a tactical and knowledgeable person, one who prefers words over action. The fox is a stealthy and clever predator, and the fox card might be urging subtlety and tact in pursuing one's goals. A heavy hand is not always necessary, and the fox card encourages refinement and delicacy. Foxes are adaptable creatures, and by approaching the problem rationally and with a delicate hand, you will best discern how to move forward. Correspondences here, we have the element as earth, the flora as aspen, primrose, foxglove, and citronella. And the stones are muscovite, amethyst, aquamarine, blue kyanite. Spell work, promote wit and logic in difficult situations, deal with manipulative people, protection from being taken advantage of, warding against feeling tongue-tied. Interesante. It reminds me of the TikTok live that I did where I just don't understand. Well, today is what? Today is November 6th, 2025. I don't understand to this day how certain people are in certain things. See it for what it is, and either you probably do see it for what it is. But hey, if that's the case, then admit that you're in the delulu. Okay, admit that. That's what I'm saying. I like people who admit when they in BS, and they know it, and they're okay with it. Because at least they're honest. I don't like when people be acting like they're not, and all that other stuff. Very dangerous. I don't know why I'm getting this whole thing with allowing truth to speak for itself. It's like not needing to say anything. I don't know if I said this in the live as well or said this at some point, but I was saying something about, I don't know how to explain it. There are times where situations come to like a the world card kind of thing. And I could go real numb and cold and become very cunning and logical. And like anything you say, I could literally watch you not feel it, not really. I could just see it for what it is. I don't give a fuck the feelings or anything like that. And it's just like the words, what's not said, how someone says something, body language. Let all the energy and everything that happened, let it speak for itself. Watch it, observe. Is that it? And then there has been a lot about logic. Obviously, I keep saying when I read the Kali or whatnot, she was all about logic. Again, it brings me back to my one of my videos where I was talking about logical intuition, seeing something for what it is. Okay, some stuff, all stuff, be mad obvious. Unless you're a sadist and you want to constantly, because I saw heal. That's how you heal. You take it head on and all that stuff. But unless you're a sadist and you like pain, okay, this is not the channel for you. I don't like that shit, especially when it's unnecessary and it's bullshit. Yeah. You thought it. Dang. No, we're doing it again. I got a big old hair and knock these niggas. So for the second topic for this week, Jupiter Day cards is Trump reading. The topic is non-committal betrayal. Bottom of the deck, which is the summary of the card that came out, is revealed. That's a badger, I believe. Top of the deck, you watch this right now, is victory as a warthog or a pig, one of the big pigs. But yeah, what actually came out was bat, communicate. We have here bat, communicate. This card represents communication and connection. Animals from bats to dolphins use echolocation to scout the world around them, hunt down prey, find mates, or detect obstacles in their path. This form of communication with the world is alien to our own human processes, and yet increasingly familiar as our species has begun to communicate electronically. This card symbolizes connection to the invisible as well as connection to the world around us. In Navajo mythology, the bat is a nighttime emissary for the talking god, carrying messages where ordinary people cannot. This card might encourage you to talk through your problems, even if they seem insurmountable. The Awen symbol, which sits behind the bat, is a druid symbol for the spirit of poetic inspiration sent from nature or the gods. It has become popular in neo-Druidry as an emblem of the spirit of life which flows within music, poetry, and stories. Druid bards are musicians, storytellers, and artists who use their art to communicate ancient stories, philosophy, and their understanding of nature. Like the bat who carries messages through the shadows of mystery, the bard communicates mysteries, which we aim to solve through listening and interpretation. This card represents you, reminds you to express yourself and find your voice. It may also urge you to acknowledge the hidden messages that have been troubling you. Correspondences, element is air, flora is club moss, mint and iris, stones are celestite, cerussite, blue chalcedony, wolfenite, and then the spell works are the following: ancestor work, divination, luck, or a blessing on a speaking engagement or a presentation, encouraging clear communication. What was I watching? Um, it is just something with communication and being non-committal and everything like that. Again, like I don't know. I feel like when people do that, they come on the live and they ask weird stuff like that. I feel like they're trolling because they see other people doing it, and they trolling because we're tarot readers and shit, and people just like to troll us for stupid reasons. It's annoying. Um, There's something with non-commitment and like communication or whatever. I don't know how to explain it because I just really don't like speaking about my life like that. Um, but yeah, I'm very lately. I've just been very clear about like what I want in communication and people and stuff like that. And if you're not it, you're not a priority, man. I really don't want it anymore. I don't want to understand or anything like that. It's been multiple times like people initiate communication with me and then like I don't care. I'm not gonna wait whatever these types of advice they be giving to people in real life, online, whatever. Like I don't be listening to that shit. Cause I believe that I want what I want and I don't think that like I have to compromise that crazy or whatnot for it. If I want to communicate with somebody like regularly, and healthily and all that stuff, like I believe I could get that. I believe there are other people who are like that. I've seen it. I keep saying I've seen it. So like for you to like tell me that it's not a thing and I have to have grace and all that stuff and compromise for what? For what? Um It's been like a lot of people lately that's been doing that. And I used to be that person that's just like chasing this shit, like trying to like keep up the conversation and all this shit. Bitch, I ain't keeping up no conversation. This is what I'm saying. Sometimes I also think that like the energies are like trying to make me a man or like make me like initiate all the time. Like I'm not doing that. You come to me. Like I initiate all the time. Like people cannot say I haven't tried or anything like that. I have been so like I'm really an awesome person. I don't care what nobody say. At this point I do like attempt to speak with people, but if it feels like I'm trying to pull or whatnot, if I feel like it's toxic, if I feel like I'm just trying to pull or whatnot, I'm always the one initiating. I ain't doing that shit or whatnot. And again, like I don't care what people say about this whole thing. It's funny, this girl, Kelly Stamps, said the same thing too. Yeah, I hope to scare away the people that are not like that. Two things. One, oh, I've been saying this multiple times to people. Like, when I meet people, that I'm very straight up. The first time, I'm like, yo, I'm clingy, and I explain how I'm clingy. I explain that I'm like, I want to hear from you every day. I want to like talk. I want to like hang out and all this stuff. Like, and I'm very straight up about it at the first time, and all that stuff. I don't come on strong, but I say what I mean and mean what I say, which I'm learning that people don't mean what they say. They just be talking. Okay, until the actions. That's just how I feel at this point. But it's like after that, if I do attempt to hang out. I do attempt to like have conversations to say, hey, have a great day, da da da, check in and stuff. If I feel like it's just only me on that side trying to talk and everything like that, I'm gonna stop. I'm going to stop. I'm not gonna sit here like with one-sided conversations, trying to pull teeth or whatever. Like, and no, I don't understand that you have other priorities. I don't. I'm gonna be so. I know it sounds crazy, and I'm not gonna explain deeper. I understand you got other priorities. Okay, so I told you in the beginning what it is with me, and I don't want anything else. So we're just not in the same path, on the same wavelength. Just accept it. Like, stop trying to make shit. That's what I feel like. It's like, and I just feel like it's people initiating with me. That's how I feel with non-commitment and betrayal. It's like communication is not there. For some people, some of y'all, I think like there's something with y'all relationships or something like that, or maybe your friendships, and you feel like something's weird with the communication. It's off. It's something subtle, and it's literally non-commitment or whatnot. It's flaky. It's flaky energy. It's flaky people. Like, and then yeah, I don't know. I'm also that just type of person. I feel like life and things are always try to make me agree with it subconsciously. So I was with a group of people the other day, and dude was saying, well, he was saying something. He was talking to us about his relationship, and then he was just saying something about like, um, I don't know. I'm just summarizing it. Like, I guess the girl was annoyed because like she didn't hear from him for a certain amount of time, and da da da. And I understood what he was saying, and I was like, I get it. And I was like, but me personally, I was like, I don't agree with you. Like me personally, I'm clingy. I want to hear from my man throughout the day. And if you're busy or whatnot, you need to at least say good day to me and good night. Something in the middle. You are not too busy. I'm like, I don't believe in that. I have to spell that shit in my real life. But there's something with that, with non-commitment and communication. If they're not talking to you, you're probably not the priority. I really don't want to say it like that, but I am gonna say it like that. It's not for all, but for this situation, I feel like it is. I feel like what is not said, actions and words not matching up overall for the first and second one. Um, it's not commitment. It's flaky. I don't want flaky shit. I'm not okay with not hearing from my friend and my man for a long time, like for a week. Like I had people like be upset and annoyed that I would be so excited to hug them and be like, "Oh my god, I missed you." They were like, "I saw you last week, bitch." Yeah, you saw me last week. You didn't talk to me. I was trying to hit you up, bitch. Like, so this is what it is. Ugh. Yeah, Spider, the good omen, the good meaning has the zodiac signs Cancer and Leo, and says here overcoming opposition, and it's the song by Darwin Hobbs. I think I have it in my playlist, so you can go check it out. It's called Against the World, and it says bringing harmony between opposites, enlightening and illuminating. If we're not communicating, if we're not progressing and doing this and that, like what are we doing? We're just sitting ducks. Like what are we doing? That's okay for some of y'all. For me, I'm not into that. What you call it? We have here Nauthiz, Nauthiz, and it means need, self-reliance, endurance, and survival. That's crazy. I don't know why, with this whole thing about me and you against the world, and just like the self and reliance and all this stuff and whatnot. Yeah, be okay with yourself first. We have here bismuth. It's a gemstone. Is used to ease symptoms of isolation, both emotional and spiritual. Great to work with. You're an open-eyed. Meditation, introspection, and contemplation. Helps with technical skills, computers, computer programming, non-traditional solutions to problems. Helps with shifting perspectives, seeing possibilities. Helps entrepreneurs with focus and determination. Helps deeply process thoughts, feelings, and needs. Vitality and focus. Yeah. It's just crazy. Like, it's crazy how I could tell someone, like, yeah, this is the type of communication and thing that I want. Like, like, and they're like, yeah, yeah, me too. It's like, okay, so, what? Cause like, do I have to be so specific on what I mean by clingy? Like, do I have to be so specific on what I mean by communication? Like, do I have to be specific on like what I mean by soon? Like, I don't mean 3 days from now, a week from now. Like, I mean like after we even leave. Like, are we gonna text? Like, are we gonna call? Are we gonna keep up with each other? Are we gonna find out how to hang out with each other? Like, if not, I was also watching Pop the Balloon the other day, and the catch up on one of the couples, and yeah, the girl wasn't able to even show up to the catch up. I'm not gonna judge her. I don't know, but she didn't show up, and he basically was saying the same thing too. Like, he was like, it was all good when they at right after the show, but like when they got back, and that's what he was saying. Like, that's what he was saying, bro. He was like, because he was like, yo, I think he said 25 or 35 minutes. They live 25, 35 minutes away from each other. And this is the same thing I've been constantly saying. He was saying, oh, like he was trying to like set up dates and whatever to hang out with her and to get to know her and blah, blah, blah. But she kept saying that, oh, she's too busy. Bitch, then why are you trying to date? I'm sorry. Okay. I'm too, I'm too busy, da da da. But then like, he literally saw like her Instagram and she was with other people. Like, okay, like this is what I'm saying. It makes no sense. It makes no sense. It makes no sense. And she was just flaky, just as flaky as she was on coming to the catch up to, say her piece. Like, just flaky energy, just flaky. And you're like 25, you're in the same state, 25, 35 minutes away. You literally, okay. But it's giving me that too. There's something with also like the self, yourself. Be very good with yourself. Love yourself, okay? Date yourself, all this stuff. What you call it? It's a filter, and it's a certain thing. Cause the very last time that shit happened, honey, I immediately took action. Cause somebody like they did this whole thing, bro. Like, this is what I'm saying. This is why I don't identify with the spiritual community. Like, I don't like when people see this and they just automatically assume certain things. Because I'm not that at all. Like, I'm not like what y'all see on the internet or anything. Like, I don't know, person saw me. I don't know how they saw me. I didn't see them. And they came and they said all this stuff, all the spiritual stuff. Oh my God. And my Egyptian name is da 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 da. So, and I was straightforward. Again, I was like, yo, I keep meeting people and it's super temporary. And like, I was like, yo, I'm pretty tired of people coming just like this and like saying all this stuff. And then when we leave, like, it's literally a different story. Like, you don't connect nothing. Like, it's nothing. And this was like, oh yeah, da da da, me too. Like, I'm introduced to some people. Da, da, da. I'm like, okay, let's see. Literally a second later, like day later, days later, weekly, like, and just not being straightforward. It's like, here we go, and we are breaking up because the frequency is cutting off because we are not on the same frequency. I don't give a fuck what your name, your Egyptian name is. I don't care who you are, what you do. I don't give a fuck if you're vegan. I don't give a fuck if you're spiritual and whatever you feel like you agree and you whatever with my stone or whatever. If you are not the certain standard I have in my head, and like even after I say all this stuff, you just go back to being like an NPC. You go back to doing this weird ass shit where you're not communicating with me when I'm saying something, like you're trying to gaslight me and go around it and say like certain words, um, charm and all that shit. I see past that shit. Scorpio, honey, Scorpio moon, Scorpio north node, and other places and other water places. I don't give a fuck. I can see straight through this shit. After a certain amount of time, that's what I'm saying. I was like, girl, why are you waiting this long? It's never gonna happen. Block. I don't even want to hear from you months from now. Like, oh, bitch, what? How do you even remember me months from now? You barely talk to me. I guess I'm venting. Um, but I feel like honestly, when I became more aware of like this stuff, because I always say that, ooh, it's 11:11, make a wish. Okay. Um, Before I would try to understand and drag it out and all this stuff. Once I see the bullshit now, yo, I'm telling you, that shit drug me down to hell. Understanding people and their bullshit, it drug me to hell. And the same people did not give a fuck because they're okay. Like after all of that, at this point, man, when I see it from a mile away, I literally am, I don't give a damn. I used to understand it all the time, be compromising. No, I want what I want and I'm gonna get it. If it's not from you, I'm gonna go somewhere else. Um, like I said, I don't give a fuck what your name is, all this stuff. Um, I've always loved myself and everything, but like I said, I used to be super understanding to a default or something like that. I used to do all this stuff, put people before me and everything. I don't do that anymore. I put myself first. I know a lot of people don't like me right now or feel a way about me. They talk about me. I walked into somebody talking about me. It was hilarious because they just shut up when I was there. I'm like, keep going, babe, keep going. I'm like, what else about me? I don't even have to say anything or do anything and all this stuff. Um, I know people don't like me for it. They feel like I'm selfish about it. Uh, I had a whole bunch of Christian Jesus people be like, oh, but wants to give of yourself. No, I am not a martyr. I'm not self-sacrificing. That shit, like I said, drug me through hell's mud. Like, if it's not what it is, if the I don't know how to say, if the communication is staticky, it's like it's going in and out. No, it's not it. I mean, that's what I have here. This is what my experience is. You could gauge it for yourself, whatever it is for you. Uh, yeah, that's what I think about and what I see here when it comes to communication. And the second topic, non-committal betrayal. They always say that too. Like if someone is they say more for relationships, but if someone is not they're like da da da, and then they kind of stop, and then they're like da da da, and then they kind of stop. Basically, they're either toying with you, or you're not the priority, or there's somebody else, honey, or they just don't like you like that. And that goes for romantic relationships and friends. They don't like you like that. So once people start doing that, I'm like, oh, okay, you don't fuck with me like that. So we don't need to talk. We don't need to be around each other. That's what I'm seeing there. Um, and going with the first topic or whatnot, let the energy speak for itself. What people are not saying when you talk and like it gets quiet, the looks, the tones, what people are saying as jokes. I said that earlier in one of the videos. All the stuff, clock it, clock it. Like let the energy speak for itself. Like it is what it is. It's so straightforward. If you think it's something else, you're the Lulu. Admit it. You're a sadist. You like that shit. You like the toxicity. You know what it is. So that's that for this week's Jupiter Day card. It says Champa reading, the first and second topic. If you would like a personal reading, you can visit my link tree or you can email me and set up a day and time. They both will be in the description box for you to see. Like, comment, share, and subscribe if very much appreciated and it's helpful. And peace out, man. If you have a toxic situation, don't talk to me about it unless you're doing something about it. That's all I have to say.